Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
All right, guys, we're back. There is plenty to talk about. No Terrence this week. He'll be back next week. All right, so let's jump right in. No checked out. I haven't had a chance to watch anything new. You haven't either.
Nah, nothing new. I'll probably end up watching that pedophile movie. Apparently it's a pedophile movie, and it's causing people to cancel Netflix even though they've never seen it.
Right, Cuties. I was planning on watching it this week. I hadn't had a chance. I'll probably watch it maybe tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it, and yeah, I'll probably watch that other movie that we talked about.
Yeah, you have to send me where I can.
It's on Prime, apparently.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah. We'll talk about that one next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after we watch it.
The concept of it is very interesting. Yeah, maybe we'll do a formal review of Cuties after both of us watch it. We'll do it together, and then we'll get inundated with insane comments on YouTube. It sounds awesome.
Right,
they're trying to steal your kids. They're dancing. All right, so let's jump right into it. We'll start with stupid tech this week. Who sent me this? Someone made sure that I saw it on Twitter. Yeah, thank you, Tristan, who sent me this. This is called the. What is this thing called? This is the Eris multi-mask wallet. Yeah, okay.
Well, first off, I'm very happy that Deacon is getting more work.
It does look like him.
Yeah, wow. Okay. Would you like to describe this?
I would love to. So in the era of COVID-19, everybody is selling masks, which is great. It's its own little industry, and that's awesome. Well, this person decided, hey, I'm going to get into the mask game. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mask that doubles as a wallet. So you can put your money in, like, they have like slits on the side, and you can put like your money, I guess your credit cards and things like that, and other things that a guy would put in his wallet. You could put in the face mask, but for the most part, they show guys with cash in it, right? In case you got to pay for something. I can't express to you how dumb making a mask out of leather is. That like all the like crazy right wingers are like, I can't breathe in this thing. Like this is an example of one that you're gonna have trouble breathing. That it looks stylish, but that part is, from a scientific perspective, is very stupid. The other part, which I think is a much more obvious, it's like a two-parter of stupidity, which is, why would you put cash at your face level where someone could just run up and just punch you in the mouth and take your money? Like, hey, I got a bunch of 20s in here. Like, you're just advertising the amount of money you're willing to be robbed of. And then the last thing, which if Terrence were here, I think it would be his first point, which is, money is disgustingly filthy. Why would you put it so close to your face?
Yeah, that's how you're going to ensure that you will get the coronavirus.
Right.
By putting money near your eyeballs.
Right.
Like,
and right by your nose.
Right. Like, money is really, really gross, dude. And you know what's really, like, sad is that I can totally see a bunch of black people doing this, yo. Like, they got black models doing this thing.
That's a black dude who invented it. I'm pretty sure that's him.
Yeah, I 100% see black dudes doing this to try and look cool. And it just doesn't make any sense, dude. Like, I mean, is it just like a matter of like showing off, or
yeah,
it's like
a money phone, right?
Yeah, like people who have like a phone, but they put it in like a big like wallet case.
Yeah.
and which kind of defeats the whole purpose of like having a super slim phone. Like the phones are big, as they are.
Right, they're getting bigger every day.
They're getting bigger. Like phones were getting smaller, and then people realized you can watch porn on phones, and then they started getting bigger.
Yeah. How do we maximize the screen size of this thing?
Right. So but yeah, it's just like a waste, right? Like you turn your phone from something this thin to something this thick, right? Like a Costanza wallet. So I just don't like. I get it, right? Like you're wearing certain outfits that you just can't put a wallet in, right? Like
sure.
you can't put a wallet in tailored slacks, right? You look ridiculous. At the same time, like if you're wearing tailored slacks, you probably should be wearing a jacket.
Yeah, just keep your wallet in your jacket.
Keep your wallet in your jacket, man.
I think this looks very cool, but I think it is unbelievably impractical. Like it doesn't make any sense. Why would I walk around with $20 bills sitting next to my face? So somebody just walk up and be like, oh, word? Bam, just punch you in your face and just take your money. That's stupid. Like, don't do that. Also, I never carry cash. Like, why? Why would I carry cash? Like, almost never. Like, I used to keep like an extra 20 in my wallet just in case. I don't know that because I spend it. I'm like, ooh, this is like free money. Like this is not even real money. Like real money is on a card.
Right. Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It just kind of looks silly.
It does.
I'm not a big fan of leather masks. Like unless you're throwing spears out of your hands or
right.
Shooting ice out of your fingertips. Like the leather mask doesn't really do anything. Like unless you're like into it, you know what I mean? Like into like this gimp play.
Yeah.
I don't see the point of a leather mask.
Yeah, I'm not I'm very, very confused as to why you would put money by your face.
Right, just like money on your face, Like you're advertising getting robbed. Like that's all this is.
Yeah. Yeah. Like no, please steal all of my money. So
right, some little kid that hit you in the back of the head with a squeegee and then run off with your wad of ones and the 20 outside of it.
Right. Right. Well, that's what you do, right? You got to look like you're balling. I love that it's all like $1, like $1 bills. Like in the ad, at least make it like 20s or 50s so you look cool. Like, come on.
Yeah, make it like throw 100 out there. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
Make it like, oh, hey, big ballers get this. I'm a big baller.
Well, and that's the thing is this person hasn't sold any of these. So he's like, yo, I got $1 that I share between me and the other models for this. Like, come on. But yeah, it's patent pending. So hopefully good luck, I guess. I'm never going to wear this. Like I would never do it. But again, I could see a rapper doing this for some reason. And if you can get someone in a rap video to do it, it'll take off.
That's all you need. You know what else was really dumb? The money gun.
Yeah. And what do we say on that episode? Get a rapper to use one and they'll blow up.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Took it to a strip club and it was over.
Yep.
God damn it. We're dumb enough. We could have come up with a money gun. Jesus. All right. Let's jump right into lightning round, Micah.
In the lightning round, Good Times. Like the Black Good Times?
Yes.
Good Times is returning as an animated series on Netflix. All right. One of the most beloved sitcoms of the 70s is making a comeback thanks to Netflix. They announced that it ordered an animated reboot of Norman Lear's Good Times. Yeah, Good Times is coming back. Good Times, this take will follow the Evans family in modern times as they navigate our current world and social issues.
I don't care for this.
Ah, man. Part of the charm of Good Times was the era that it was set in, you know, at least for me. And what does Good Times look like? Because like as quiet as it's get, like we kind of are living in good time. We're living in better times.
Yeah, we're living in better times. And look, there's plenty of like racial issues going on. Like, no doubt about that.
Right, but part of it part of it is the fact that this is I don't know, man.
Why don't you just make it something else? Like, why does it have to be Good Times? Like you said, like the era of Good Times is what makes it work. Like, it's like doing All in the Family in the modern time. Like, Archie Bunker exists in a very specific time in American history, right? Like, much like Good Times does. Like, it just exists in a time where, like, yes, poverty exists now, but like poverty in the 1970s for black people, just the world was different. Like, it just, and look, I'm not saying it won't work. I don't know. Why don't you?
I kind of hope it does, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like,
I don't know why you couldn't just make it something else.
You gonna have a modern JJ? Like,
I mean,
how's that gonna work, yo?
like, as far, what part is sort of trapped in the 70s, you think?
The whole coonish part. Like, dynamite.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's not.
Work, dude? He's like Jar Jar Binks, yo. Like, he's an extreme, like, personality. Like,
But was he seen? I mean, obviously, extreme personality is true. But like, was he seen as being a coonish character in the 70s? I'm not so sure, though.
I don't think so. This is me, but
That's like all the, that's sort of like the era of jive and also, just like being ludicrous to be ludicrous. So I don't know.
And it worked for that era.
Right. Does that? Yeah, because you're right. It would come off as pretty unacceptable.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna like all those Norman Lear shows. They're really good. Like, I love them. The Jeffersons and All in the Family and Good Time, like, all those shows are amazing. And I think that type of comedy is evergreen, right?
It is. Absolutely.
But well, is it? Because if you show All in the Family to people now, people can't get over Family Guy. And Family Guy is a watered down version of like the Honeymooners, All in the Family, like those type of shows.
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely. It's just an amalgam of those.
So I find it difficult for that. I don't find it. I am very curious to see what this is going to look like, and if it has that sense of humor that Good Times has.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Making the point with All in the Family, I think, brings it home a little bit better for me. Because, like, I'm not so sure that the humor of Good Times couldn't work. But if Norman Lear is trying to bring in, like, characters that have any... Yo, look, I hate to say this. People are nowhere near as nuanced now, like understanding nuance now in like mass media as they were back then. They're just not.
I hate to play the old man card. You know what I mean? But people just can't let stuff go, right? Like, not everything is funny to everyone. I trust me. I know.
Right.
But people have to make it a crusade if they don't find something funny.
Right. And you can just be like, oh, okay, that wasn't for me. Right. Like, that wasn't for me is tantamount to this is trash at this point. Like, which is not. Like, yeah.
Right. And I'm not talking about like straight up mean spirited stuff, right? I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about like the stuff that you see in like things that talk about race.
Well, I was gonna just bring up
comedic terms,
right? Like, I was just gonna bring up Black AF, right? Like, people have really hard lines on that show, which is weird to me. I'm like, yeah, some of it works, some of it doesn't. Okay, like, I don't have any super hard opinions on it, but some people really, really do, and I think you're right. Like, are they gonna be able to? Like, not even because get implies like somehow it's so highbrow that people aren't smart enough. But like, like literally, if you show people All in the Family who had never heard of it now, they would be like, "Why am I watching a show about a racist? Like this is offensive." Like not realizing the inside joke is that Archie Bunker is the fool, right? You're supposed to laugh at him.
Is it the inside joke? I don't think it is.
No, but
very much the outside joke.
I would argue yes, but I think for some people they don't get that. Like some people don't understand like a layered character. Like they just don't. Like it. They don't.
Like he was very much a bigot.
Yes,
he was but like everyone else was every entity that came into him. Into his orbit was somebody trying to talk sense into him, and the only thing that he hated was his neighbor, George Jefferson, who, let's be honest, was also a fucking bigot.
Yeah, that was the point of that character. He was a mirror image of him.
Exactly.
Yeah,
to show that black people and white people are pretty much the same. We hate everybody.
Right. Exactly. That's why I never understood that. People are like, fuck Archie Bunker. I love George Jefferson. I'm like, nigga, they're the same person. Like, they're both pieces of shit. They're both pieces of shit. Like, I mean, I personally think All in the Family is genius. Like, I do. Like, I love Good Times. I truly do. But for me, All in the Family is a better show because it's only, I wouldn't even say better. Like, that's not even a fair statement. I enjoy All in the Family more because of how far down the rabbit hole it would take you, like right up to the line. I'm like, yo, I cannot believe this is on television. Like, and Good Times would like discuss deeper shit, but it wasn't put like All in the Family was purposely like pushing the line, like how far can we get you to still watch this show right before you turn that shit off? Like, they literally had that moment where he almost joined the Klan. He didn't realize it. And he was like, oh, I'll go to your meeting. And they were like, you got to wear this. And he was like, yo, hold up. Like, that was like, they got right to the line and pulled back. Like, this is how much of a buffoon this guy is, right?
Right.
And so, like they pushed the line hard in that show.
So, look, I'm not saying this can't work. Quite frankly, I'm very, very curious. I think making it animated is a good idea because give animation a bit more leeway when it comes to, talking about things like this. So,
and Seth MacFarlane is he's involved, and so is Steph Curry, which is weird, but
very weird. Seth MacFarlane's a huge like Norman Lear fan.
Oh, no shit. He owes his entire career to him.
Yeah. And I mean, Seth Curry, he's light skinned, and light skinned black dudes, they full of righteous anger, right? Yeah. So because of their lack of melanin. So look, I'm curious, man. I'm curious. Look, F is for Family does well on Netflix.
It does,
and that's Bill Burr's Archie Bunker. So
yeah, it is. Absolutely, it absolutely is.
This is probably going to do okay.
Yeah, I look forward to it, and the fact that the fact that Norman Lear, I think, is involved to some degree.
I mean, he kind of knocking at the gate, ain't he?
He's been knocking at the gate a long fucking time. Like Norman Lear's been old forever. Is Norman Lear one of the most woke white dudes of all time? Right? He's got to be like top 5, right?
Yeah. If Norman Lear were running for president instead of Bernie Sanders, I would have voted for him.
Yes, no, that's true. That's true. I'd be like, this dude gets it. This guy gets it. I love that Good Times is like Terrence's favorite show created by a white man. It's one of the great ironies.
Isn't Terrence like 20% white or some shit like that?
No, that's not true. He's 70% white. He's going to fuck me up when the pandemic ends, which is never. So yeah, all right. Look, I'll give it a chance. Absolutely.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier have finally resumed filming in Atlanta. The shutdown wasn't the first setback Disney Plus series faced this year, but I have to say it's refreshing to know that the actors are back for some on-set action. In addition to potentially battling Baron Zemo, it would seem that Sam and Bucky have their hands full with yet another Captain America villain who will likely return in the show. George St. Pierre's Batroc the Leaper will potentially return for another go around.
Good. I liked him a lot.
He was cool, man, and he took a character that is just goofy,
utterly ridiculous
looking. I mean, he's got like this ridiculously French mustache, and he took that character in his goofy outfit, and they made it work. Yep. God damn, I wish we would get more Captain America movies.
Yeah, I know.
I really liked what they did with that franchise.
Oh, it's fantastic.
In film, like it was just masterful. That movie is still my favorite fucking movie.
I mean, it's pretty goddamn good. I'm currently watching the fight between Cap and Batroc. It's just fun. It's just a fun fight because that's like the beginning of that movie. You're like, nigga, this shit is awesome. Like you're like so super in. It's great, and it's GSP too, who's an amazing fighter.
It was actually like he gives it legitimacy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like everything in that fight scene, he gives it legitimacy because you know that George St. Pierre can do that shit, right?
Yeah, he's a dangerous dude in the fucking ring. Jesus.
Plus, that movie, like I enjoyed Captain America, the first Avenger, right? And I enjoyed Avengers, right? But like in Captain America, the first Avenger, he wasn't Captain. He was Captain America, but he was Captain America at the end, right? He was more like a, come on, guys, let's do it, right? He wasn't like a super soldier, right? In the Avengers, he was more like a super gymnast. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they hadn't quite figured him out yet.
Right. And Captain America, the Winter Soldier, like, he jumps off of that helicopter onto that boat and just starts wrecking shit.
Yeah.
He just running full speed, knocking motherfuckers over, fucking doing the leg day kicks and shit. Like, come on, man. Like,
I mean, that's how I knew. I was all in from the trailer for Winter Soldier because, my eyes work. But when we went and saw that scene on the boat where you just see him run, like they had that like sort of pan out and showing him take down the sort of top level of the boat. And he's just knocking dudes off of it and like bouncing the shield around. I was like, okay, like this is different than what we got last time. Like he's fully in the role now. And he looked like a badass. Like the uniform looked good. Like they finally figured that out. Cause look, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That original Avengers uniform is terrible. It's terrible.
It looked like a leotard, yo.
Like, it was awful.
It looked like a leotard.
That was the one thing when they released images, I was like,
they covered his ears up, so he looked like a uvula. just like, all right, yo.
I was like, yo, who did the design work for this? This is terrible. But by the time they got to Winter Soldier, they had figured it out. And also, he was just more jacked, so he just looked like really impressive. He looked very, like you said, like a super gymnast. He was a lot thinner looking in Avengers. But yeah, by the time they got to Winter Soldier, they were like, "Step aside, Butch. We got this. Like we figured it out.
You're a tactical soldier, dude. Like let's fucking do this." And then they made a movie about the Patriot Act.
Yeah, ostensibly, or all of the military-industrial complex in general, which is also incredibly fucked up and sad. But those movies aren't about anything for people who've never actually watched them.
People that just don't pay attention,
or they just never saw it. They just never saw that movie. Captain America. Like, no, it actually is about something. Like, it's a real problem. The military-industrial complex and the Patriot Act and everything else associated with it. Like, that was the whole point of that character. So,
get your politics out of my movies. Nah, yo.
He's wearing a flag. What? He's wearing a flag. His name has America in it. Yeah. Pretty sure it's pretty heavy into politics. I don't know. I'm crazy like that, I guess. Yeah, so having Batroc the Leaper is pretty dope. To have him back. That's great.
How do you feel about, are you excited for this? Of the Disney Plus Marvel stuff?
It's starting to kick back up, so yes. Because there's a lot of news actually this week on it. Yeah, I am. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I'm excited to see like a full trailer because they haven't given us one yet. But the next story, I'll let you talk about the next story and then I'll give my full thoughts because I think it's taking it in a direction that I think is very important for this franchise.
So Falcon and the Winter Soldier, is that what it's called? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I
Yeah.
thought it was Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
No, it's Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier report teases the debut of the Thunderbolts.
Yes.
Okay.
See, that's where I think that's where this needs to go. That's where it needs to go.
All right. I'm very curious to see how these work, right? How these shows work, because they are more directly tied to the films, which, you know, the films are the crown jewel of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and everything else is just kind of ancillary.
Right.
But these are direct offshoots of them. So I want them to be good, man. But I'm having trouble getting into Anthony Mackie as the guy.
I know because look, I like Anthony Mackie, and
I think Anthony Mackie is fine. He's fine.
Right.
Fine in the role. But I'm not getting excited.
Right. I gotta tell you, I need to see a trailer, like a real trailer of that. No, here's the thing. I really like Sebastian Stan as Winter Soldier. And if they can, like, their dynamic is really good. Like they're actually, you know, like pretty good friends, I think. Like all the press stuff with the two of them has all been good. If they can play up their dynamic, and instead of just having it as like a fight for the shield, it's more of they're both kind of, in a way, sharing the mantle. I think that could work out better. And it's more of a team thing. Like they've got their, like a much better version of Hobbs and Shaw, which is fucking bad, but like they pick at each other and they kind of like shit on each other and they got like a back and forth. But when shit goes down, like they team up and they take the shit seriously. If I can get like one episode of them like kind of like, yeah, fuck you, yeah, but you know, Steve, and they're like, all right, word, and then they just work together. I don't need 7 episodes of them like constantly sniping at each other. Like, get the sniping shit out of the way early, and you know, and then just kick ass together. Like, who don't want to see that? I would love to see the two of those guys tear it up together. Like that I think would be a lot of fun.
Have they interacted in the comics like that since Sam has been Captain America?
I couldn't tell you. I honestly don't know. Probably, but I don't know. So we'll see.
What do you think of the Thunderbolts?
Look, the Thunderbolts are fucking cool, man. It's a team of villains. We have not had a successful group of villains yet. I mean, some would say Suicide Squad or something like that. But that remains to be seen for James Gunn's movie, not that first one. That was not good. And then, you know, DC is seems like trying to do that, I guess, kind of, sort of. So we've never really gotten a villain team up. Sony seems to be sort of heading in that direction too, but they haven't gotten there yet. So the Thunderbolts, yeah, I would be cool with that, with Baron Zemo as sort of the mastermind head guy, fully realized. Yeah, like if that's what they're doing and it's going to happen, I'm cool with it. Look, frankly, I think the idea of that, Dark Reign story for Marvel would be cool to do. Started on the shows, bring in the Thunderbolts because they're a big part of that, and do their version of Dark Reign in the MCU. I think it would be dope. So,
yeah, it would be a cool way to introduce a lot of villains, and set them up as potential antagonists, maybe like named fodder, but like potential like big bad antagonists for people's movies.
Right. I mean, so the talk was that the woman who played Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, that she's going to come back into the MCU. She's part of the Thunderbolts. I mean, Ghost is, so obviously, this version of Ghost would be.
I mean, they could do whoever they want. But.
Right. But like bring back some of these lower ones that, some of these sort of C-level villains and make them part of the Thunderbolts. Like Ghost, obviously Betrock, maybe Songbird, which is in that article. They speculate one woman, that's who she's playing. You could do a number of them. So why not? Yeah, and you obviously already have Zemo. So I think it'd be fun. Why not?
That's cool.
Yeah.
The Luke Cage and Iron Fist rights may revert back to Marvel in October, with Netflix canceling Luke Cage and Iron Fist 2 years ago. Wow, time has
no meaning. No meaning. Time is dead.
The window now may be open for Marvel Studios to reclaim their rights. As fans of basically, the report just basically says that
it's speculation.
It's speculation, but the middle of October would be 2 years since Luke Cage and Iron Fist were canceled, maybe freeing them up. Okay, let's
speculation.
Wild speculation.
That's right. Let's do it. Hey, by the way, if this was Sony, they would be like, we are newly announcing we're greenlighting a new Luke Cage and Iron Fist series. You're like, oh, fuck you. They would do it 1 week before.
Let's say rights come back. Do you want to see TV shows a la
yes,
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or do you want to see a Heroes for Hire movie?
Okay, I will answer that question. Who are the Heroes for Hire? Right? Is it just Luke Cage and Iron Fist, or are we expanding that to Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Shang-Chi, Misty Knight, and Christine Wing?
You expand it.
Okay,
you expand it because everybody likes team ups, right?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
That's Marvel's bread and butter, right? Like they got they're very hero sided and not really villain sided when it comes to these movies, right?
Yeah. That's why you need the Thunderbolts, by the way.
Yep.
You need
that's why you need them. If you do a movie, Shang-Chi is getting a movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Shang-Chi is getting a movie. I think the Shang-Chi movie has the potential to maybe introduce at least, there's a lot of qualifiers here.
Yeah.
At least the two main guys for the Heroes for Hire, Luke Cage and Iron Fist.
Here's the thing. If we're talking about Shang-Chi being the jump-off point for the ground level sort of the ground level heroes in the MCU, because we don't have any. Like, people, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is yes and no, but not really, right? I mean, this dude went to space, okay? Like that, like he is like that's his whole thing is he kind of jumps between, which would be cool because he could show up in something like that. I like that idea. Like Shang-Chi, all Shang-Chi needs to do is make a reference to like the Iron Fist, like the lore of Iron Fist. Like that's all that movie has to do is make reference to it and be like, it exists. And then you could just be like, and when we're ready, we'll just fucking bring those guys in. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. I think you probably almost have to do, you can't do a series now that I think about it, because it's going to feel too much of a copy of what you already did. So you might have to dump those guys on the big screen, which is fine, by the way. I don't have a problem with that.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think either one of them can hold a movie by themselves.
No.
Right. But if you have, this has the potential to be the mystic version, the mystic kung fu version of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, it does.
That's what I want. Right. Like these personalities, like they don't have to save the world, right?
No, like where are they?
Just save
like
New York,
like just Chinatown. Like it's like mostly just Chinatown. Like it's fine.
Right. Like just
Someone
like,
stole all the fortune cookies. Send in the heroes for hire. Like, fuck it. I mean, like, the show, like, the second season of Luke Cage was, like, so, to me, besides missing Cottonmouth, because I thought Cottonmouth was such a great villain. The second season I actually liked a little bit more because it really dug into just, like, an insular Harlem story. Just deal with something in Harlem, like major drug runners in Harlem or somebody bringing in weapons in Harlem or something like that. And then like eventually like you kind of pull out and it's like it was this major thing back here, right? But they had to thwart the thing locally, right? So you can just then tie it back to the whole universe. Yeah, sure, why not? Just keep them in Harlem. That's totally fine.
I would love to see like a 70s style like grindhouse type movie with 3 or 4 of these characters.
Yeah.
And just and like it would be like what DC is doing with that animated Batman meets Bruce Lee or whatever, like Batman in the 70s or whatever. like I think that is a genre that Marvel could put their, Marvel spin on.
Yeah.
And I think it would really work, yo. I really do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at that. Just look at the difference between Luke Cage and Iron Fist, the Netflix series, right? Like they leaned into the blaxploitation aspect in Luke Cage like pretty heavily, and it super worked. Like you can do it in the modern time. You just have to you got to get the music right, you got to get the feel right. But yeah, like that sort of obsession with like kung fu and like fucking chop sake nonsense of the 70s. Yeah, do it, man. Like do it, but just keep it locally to Harlem. Like I think that could super work. But I would love it. Like give Shang-Chi a big movie and he's like kicking ass overseas, he come, in China and he comes to America and he's kicking ass over here for, whatever's going on with like the 10 rings and shit. He deals with all of that to some large extent. And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to settle in New York. And then he settles in Harlem. And then it's like, he's already there. So all you got to do is surround him with those other characters.
Yeah. Now, the next question. And I think I already know the answer to that. You're not keeping these two?
No, I'm not.
That's funny.
The dude who played Luke Cage had the look. He didn't have the vibe.
He don't have the.
He's not niggerish enough. I'm sorry. I know. Look, I know. Sorry, he's not. I like that guy. Like he's all right, but he's just not niggerish enough, right?
He don't have a vibe. You're right.
He just don't have the vibe for the character, right? I always thought Mac from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would have been good.
Yeah, he would have.
He would have been good. Like that's a miscast. Somebody brought up a point that I thought was really good. It would take a little bit of changing around actors, but I kind of like it, which is, though I don't, as I think about it, I'm not sure he has the vibe for it either, but recast M'Baku in Black Panther and make Winston Duke Luke Cage. Which physically, I like that. Like, he looks like he's an intimidating dude. He's huge. But I don't know that he has that. I don't know that he's got that same vibe. Like, I see him in, like, Us, where he's just like, he's like the nice guy dad, right?
You want to get crazy? Get crazy.
Right? He's, like, trying to be cool. But I think you need, like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is over, man. Like,
yeah, but technically I guess it doesn't really matter.
It does. Like, well, Alfre Woodard played the character in Luke Cage, and she also played in...
She also played a nothing character.
I know. I'm just saying.
In that movie.
I'm just saying.
You know what I mean? She played an unnamed character.
She was somebody's mom. But I would love it if they were just like, you know what? Fuck it. He's already in house. I think he would nail it. I think he would super nail it.
Yeah, I think he would too, man.
He don't need to work out for that role. He's already fucking huge. Get out of here.
Now, do you get a white guy or an Asian guy or an Asian American to be
Danny Rand?
Fist? Yeah.
No, you get a white guy. That's his whole fucking story.
I mean, I can.
I guess an Asian American, you could do the same story.
First generation Asian American man, You know?
Sure. All right. I'm not mad at that. I don't need it to be somebody coming from Asia. Like, that's not the story of the character, right? No. The fish out of water story could still work for an Asian American. I absolutely agree with that. That being said, though,
I want somebody to know how to fight, yo.
That's it. That's all I was going to say. Just somebody who knows how to fight.
Or at least like train them to know to do choreography well. You know what I mean?
And this is going to sound, what's the right word? Homoerotic, but I need somebody who looks like they work out. Yo, he just he was just like, I just like to do yoga and nah, yo, you're supposed to be the most badass martial artist of all time. I need this nigga to look like Bruce Lee. That's all I'm saying. Like, this dude should look like he could punch through walls, yo. Not just like
thin. You gotta be thin and ripped.
Yeah, you gotta be fucking shredded. Like, you gotta look fucking terrifying when you just put on that mask. Like, people should be like, I don't know what this dude's problem is, but I don't need to find out. Like, that guy was like, I might be able to beat Iron Fist. Like, his hand glowing? No? All right, I'm gonna fuck this dude up. Like, he didn't look physically intimidating to me at all.
You gotta have a guy who looks like Bruce Lee. Remember when Bruce Lee does his little trap thing?
Right. He was still like 104 pounds.
Right. And he looks like a cobra.
Yeah.
Like his traps just come out to fucking get you and shit.
Lats.
Lats. Sorry. Yeah. Traps are what? Up here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like your lats need to look like they about to envelop you.
Right. That's what I need. I need him to look physically intimidating. Also, the style of like the Iron Fist, I don't need them to just hold his hand over a light bulb. I'm over that. Nah, his hands need to be on fire, dude. Fuck out of here. He needs to it needs to be extreme. Like, he needs to when he gets the glow, it needs to be fucking serious, right? Like, it needs to be serious. But yeah, fucking do it. Like, just do it. Absolutely. Luke Cage, I think, like, from a physical standpoint in the Netflix series, they nailed it, right? Like, they got it right. Like, the bulletproof shit, like, that was cool. Just do that. Like, he's just a big dude who's bulletproof and just knocks people the fuck out. Like, that's what he does. Yeah. Keep doing that. So, yeah, I don't need those guys to return. It's good. We're good. I don't need it. Look, as much as I love that Daredevil series, they're not going to keep them either. Like, they're not. It sucks, but they're not going to.
It really sucks, man, because
they were great.
Vincent D'Onofrio could be like, he could have been like that Rupert Thorne, right? Like, he could have been there.
Yeah.
He could have been the gangster that, you know, you kind of go to if you're desperate and you need some info.
Yeah.
Or he could be like a major threat, man. Like,
yeah, he just, like, I feel like he's the street.
Been a threat for Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, hell yeah, he's fucking terrifying on that series. But like, it's not unheard of for them to bring him back. I mean, they brought J.K. Simmons back. Like, it's not crazy. Like, they could, because he was super, super good. The thing is, like, if you brought in the whole Daredevil team, they have to be wildly different than they were on that series. Like, yo, that series is super serious. Like, yeah, Daredevil comics get serious. Yo, the MCU's not that serious. Yo, it's super dark, man. And look, I love the Daredevil series. I thought season 3 was tremendous. I really did. I thought season 3 was the best of all of them. But I think I just don't know. If you had to bring them back, you'd have to be like, look, we got to lighten this up a little bit. And you got to look, I like the Daredevil suit. You got to give him a better suit. He needs a better suit. And he's got to be more acrobatic.
He's a ninja, yo. He's a ninja.
Right. He like, in that show, he was more of a brawler, right? Like, he knew kung fu shit or, you know, martial arts shit, but he was more of a brawler. Like, I need a ninja. Like, that's what he's supposed to be. So,
yeah. Like, as much as that Ben Affleck Daredevil movie gets a lot of crap, I mean, they nailed the suit.
That suit looks good, man. Like, you got to tone it down a little bit. It's a little too BDSM. like it's a little over the top, but it's pretty close to what you would want, right? Like, it's. I mean, it looks like Ben Affleck was definitely wearing a ball gag while wearing that outfit. 100%. He was.
All right, I'm gonna stop drinking water.
Oh, that's your
God
problem.
damn.
So, yeah, I do think they nailed the suit a little bit better though. But, yeah, like he got the cane at the end of I think season 1, right? But he didn't really super use it like Daredevil ever used it. Like those kind of things, and that's just like TV budget shit, right? Those are the kind of things like in a movie you could really go balls to the wall with. So, yeah, we'll see. But I would love to see them bring those guys to the big screen. I think it would be dope.
Yeah. You could probably recast Elektra, though.
Yes. Yes, 100%.
She wasn't my favorite.
No, that was a waste. That was a real waste. And like Jessica Jones, you could just recast all of it. I don't even need Jessica Jones. How about that?
Oh, even with Luke Cage?
Sure.
Like, well,
right.
this Jessica Jones didn't really have like they're an item. Like they have a daughter.
No, I know that in the comics. I'm just saying like,
yeah, they weren't.
They fucked a couple of times, but like they did a really poor job of like linking those two characters up. I was like, it's not even will they, won't they? It was just like they will not.
Yeah, they had zero chemistry together.
Yeah. None. Yeah, none. Yeah,
it would be like, matter of fact, it would be like Carrie and Terrence getting together.
Right, like I don't see it. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is weird.
I just wanted to put that image into their heads.
so Carrie can message us. Yo, go fuck yourself. Like, all right, wow, goddamn. Terrence, go fuck yourself. Like, wow, all right, guys, take it easy. Back to your corners. Yeah, no, they had zero chemistry. It was really weird. All right, next up.
Kat Coiro will direct Marvel's She-Hulk series on Disney Plus. I am not familiar with this person.
In the article, it talks about other things she's done, which is good.
Some of her previous credits include Brooklyn Nine-Nine, ding, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, ding, Dead to Me, I heard that's good, Mozart in the Jungle, Shameless, and Modern Family. I heard all of those are good.
Dead to Me is fucking hilarious, dude. / also really quite good.
This person is also directing an upcoming romantic comedy film, Marry Me, based on the comic of the same name. That film stars Jennifer Lopez.
It's like season 1 of South Park.
As a pop star who marries a fan in the crowd, Owen Broken Nose Wilson on a whim after her fiance publicly cheats on her. All right.
Okay.
And then the article goes to tell you about She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters, Bruce Banner's cousin. She gets Bruce Banner's blood after like a blood transfusion, and that's how she became the Hulk. I think she can change without, being triggered.
Being triggered.
I mean, that's what Bruce Banner does, right?
He just gets
mad and he just.
What are you talking about?
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always ready to be triggered.
he's a Twitter user. I'm so upset. Michelle Obama's making me eat vegetables. Right? Like, yeah. So here's the thing. There's sort of two schools of how She-Hulk is handled in the comics. One is like she turns it on and off, right? As the situation demands. And then there's another one where she just, and I think it's more of the latter comics. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong here, but she changed and then she was just like stuck. Like it was just like, oops, like the shit just stayed. And
I've seen a number of comics where she's just like in a pantsuit.
Yeah, just fucking Jack going to court, right? And like, so she retains all of her intelligence and like her normal mental faculties. She's not just a monster. So it's kind of like it does fourth wall breaking, which I think is essential to this show. But it's it's comedic, and then like she's going through shit. Like she's trying to date, but she's also like can like bench press a Buick, right? Like it's kind of difficult or whatever. So it's like she dates heroes in the universe. She's dated like regular dudes, I think. And then she's a lawyer, right? So she has some interactions with Daredevil and things like that, which is also really interesting. And meanwhile, she's like a superhero as well. So I like that idea. I like that mixture of it. I mean, again, the series that this woman has worked on, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Always Sunny, Dead to Me, which is a good comedic drama mix, which, by the way, I can't believe you and your wife haven't watched that show. I think you guys would super enjoy it. It's really quite good.
That's the Christina Applegate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's real good, dude.
Watch it.
Yeah. And each episode's like 30 minutes, I think. And then Modern Family. I've never seen Mozart in the Jungle, but I heard that was good too. So yeah, like if it's drama mixed with comedy, which is exactly what her show should be, yeah, this sounds like the perfect person for this. Like that's like really good experience. Also, I'm glad that it's a woman. That's great.
Yeah, I mean it should be, right?
Right.
Like,
well, Mulan wasn't directed by an Asian person, so oops. You saw what happened there. So
last up, the She-Hulk series lead, Dio is almost done. Tatiana Maslany is nearing her deal to play the lead role in the upcoming She-Hulk series. The series centers on Jennifer Walters, cousin of Bruce Banner, yada, yada, yada. Reps for Maslany declined to comment. Reps for Disney did not immediately respond. Maslany is best known for her starring role in the BBC American drama series Orphan Black,
yes,
which ran for 5 seasons. Is that good?
I've watched some of Orphan Black. It's very good. So it's about a woman who has 4 doppelgangers, and this woman plays all of them. They all have very distinct personalities and looks and everything else. It's like a sci-fi show. I've seen, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 episodes or something like that back, like when it was like in season 4. I was like, oh, I'm gonna check this out. It's very good. Like it's very good, and she's very good. And for people who've watched the entire series, they're like, she's amazing. So, yeah, all right, works for me. She kind of looks like Mark Ruffalo. Like she looks like she could be related to that guy, so it works.
Yeah,
cool.
Mark Ruffalo tweeted, "Welcome to the family, cuz."
Yeah. All right, there you go.
Sounds like it's good. It's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah.
Good. Yo, I'm really looking forward to these things, man. I really wish they were available right now.
Yeah.
Especially right now.
Yeah. You're home. What else you got?
Right. And it would give me a reason to boot up Disney Plus because I haven't done that in a while.
Nope, me either. That's fine. I'm just waiting. Ain't no big deal. I already paid for 3 years.
Right.
It's already paid.
Is what it is.
Yeah. I'm not paying month to month and shit. Like, oh, I'm gonna watch Jeff Goldblum talk about tennis shoes or whatever. Like, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It's already paid. Yeah, so that's great. Like, that's not a person I was thinking about for this role at all. I just wasn't even considering her. But that's a good choice, I think. So if that works out, more power to him. Movie and TV news this week. CBS All Access is rebranding to be called Paramount Plus in early 2021 because I don't think a lot of people are buying CBS All Access. You don't change it for no reason. Good for them. I feel like that still isn't going to get me to budge on it, but I got to tell you, I did watch the trailer for season 3 of Star Trek Discovery. That shit looks super good, man. Like, it looks super good.
I heard that Star Trek Lower Decks is actually really funny,
yeah,
especially if you are a Star Trek fan.
Yeah.
So. Look,
good for them.
Calling it CBS All Access.
It's not a good name.
It makes it sound small. Right?
Yeah, it does. That's right.
Like Paramount Plus, you think Paramount Pictures, you think, everything under the Paramount name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas CBS, you just think Channel 11.
Channel 11.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't. So yeah, I get it. I get why they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And,
absolutely.
Plus and Max and all that crap, it must test well.
Oh,
because everyone's using it.
Hey, however it works.
And look, my wife loves The Good Fight. She
Is that the spinoff of The Good Wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another show that she absolutely should just, that's appointment. Leave her alone when that show comes on.
Yeah, it's a legal drama.
I mean, no, apparently it's the legal drama. It's really good.
What's the Margulies? Jennifer Margulies or whatever is it?
Juliana Margulies.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a fan of her too. Like I feel like I should probably go watch that. I should have, yeah, definitely. She had such a, I don't mean to be crass. I mean this in a positive way. She had such a like stone cold bitch vibe to me. But it so works for her, man.
It's the whole like, you want to tame the shrew.
Yeah,
with your penis.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
I mean, like, that's
right. I mean, not to be an asshole here, but
right.
I mean, there's a part of porn like the hot boss, right? Like, yeah, okay. And she's like, "Come into my office, you're gonna get fired." And the guy's like, "Oh, am I? Oh, I brought sausage to the party." Like, so like, okay. So I've heard. I don't know. I don't engage in pornography, guys. But that's a lie. But yeah, she's always had that like stone cold bitch vibe as she's gotten older. But she super rocks it, dude. Like I love it. Like what's the name has that same vibe? What's her name? In The Devil Wears Prada. Yeah, and it just works. It super works. So, Meryl Streep, Jesus Christ, listen to me. But yeah, it's the same thing. So yeah, I should watch that show, The Good Wife. I feel like I should.
Apparently it's actually a very, very good show.
No, it's super popular, or it was.
All over the place.
Yeah,
yeah. Apparently it's a very good show.
All right, there you go. These next two stories, I would like to just say, I told you. Not a dude, I told you, but I told you. Yeah, you and Terrence owe me a massive apology, which I'll never get. Warner Brothers doesn't want anyone to know how Tenet is doing. Why is that, Micah? Why? Why would that be? It apparently is likely not doing very good because for some reason people aren't going to the theaters. I can't imagine why that would be. For a movie that apparently people say is very good. The 4 people who've seen it.
But people have seen it.
Yes.
Well then I don't owe you anything. Because people went to see it.
It made $20 million its opening weekend, yo.
It made $20 million its opening weekend?
Yes, $20 million.
It made $20 million its opening weekend.
Is that overall, or is that just in the U.S.? Because I'm not sure that that's not worldwide.
It made $20 million in 2,800 theaters.
It's not a lot of money.
It's a lot. It's not a lot of money for a Christopher Nolan big budget blockbuster. No.
Yeah, that movie probably cost damn near $300 million to make.
I don't give a fuck. People went to see it.
Nah.
Let me see how much money this damn movie cost.
It's like $250 million. It's Christopher Nolan.
I wanted to. It made $200 million globally.
Yeah, of course, because those theaters aren't riddled with a fucking deadly virus. That's why.
People went to the movies to see it. They did.
Yeah, overseas. 4 niggas here saw it. 4. That's about it. But it was funny because
how much is a movie ticket?
Like $20.
$20 was 20 million divided by $20. 1 million people saw it.
Nigga, there's 3. Nigga, there's
1 million people went to see it.
Idiots. There's 328 million people in the country. 327 million people did not see that movie.
Hey, we said that people would
yes, very pedantic.
And a whole lot of people went to see it. 1 million.
We got 1 million people. This is the only time you can brag about only having 1 million people see a movie, which is still amazing, I guess. But yeah, that's like, I mean, like the article said, obviously it's silly to say Tenet is a flop. Like, that's ridiculous. No one saw it. Like, yeah, well, because reasons. But yeah, I think it's interesting that they're not releasing the numbers. They're not releasing the daily numbers. Yeah, because it's like 4, 3, 17, 2. One person in our fan group was like, yeah, I saw Tenet. I was the only person in the entire theater. It's like, yeah, because people are scared, man. They're not trying to go. That's crazy. They really fucked Christopher Nolan for that. Like, they did. I mean, I think he was kind of pushing it, but that was stupid.
I mean, he was pushing it too, yo. Like, let's not let's not let him play victim. You know what I mean?
No, but it's just really dumb. Like, I get it. You want people to see your movie. Oh, nobody's gonna go. Like, they're not going. It's crazy. And I'm sure that movie definitely deserves a lot of eyes. I'll see it. It'll get my eyes at home.
Right. Like, I just don't understand. Like by that notion, you know, why is any film released on home video, right? Like, well, no, the director wanted you to see it on the big screen. Well, then why are you releasing it on home video 3 months later? Right.
A lot of people just never go to the movies.
Right.
Just never go. They just watch everything at home.
I mean, I understand the whole, you know, I made this movie for this particular experience, but like, if that is what your movie hinges on, it's probably not a good movie.
I mean, here's the thing.
I'm not saying Tenet's not a good movie. I haven't seen it. It probably is an amazing movie, right? But nah, it's not worth it.
Is it worth me getting lung damage? Doesn't feel like it. Like, I can't name a single movie ever that is worth me going to the theater right now. Nothing that's ever come out, nothing that ever will come out. It's not worth it to me. Not endangering my family.
Movie. Get the fuck out of here.
No, I'll see it in 2 months. It's fine. You know how many things on Netflix I haven't watched that I want to see? I had a perfectly open evening last night. I was like, what am I going to watch? Couldn't make up my mind. Watch the stand-up. Like, I couldn't make up my mind. There's a ton of things.
You know what I did watch? I did watch the first episode of the first season of Criminal UK.
Oh, yeah. What'd you think?
That's a really good show.
I fucking told you, dude.
That's a really good show.
It's a wild concept, but it totally works.
Yeah, because it's a concept that's like, it's a concept that requires actors to be acting.
Oh, yeah. There's no space to do anything else. Ain't no CGI, nothing.
There's no CGI. It's no locations. It's a room.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Which story was that?
It was David Tennant's character. He was a doctor.
Yeah. Okay.
And they were trying to solve the mystery of the death of his stepdaughter.
Yeah.
And they had us guessing for a minute, like, maybe.
Yeah.
And they were like, he was like, see, sorry if I'm spoiling it, but I'm usually the last one to see things. So if you haven't seen it by now, you ain't gonna watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's into the second season now.
Right. And he was like, see, my lawyer told me that you guys would try to twist my story. And the guy was like, oh, so it's a story?
Yeah.
It's not what really happened? And he was like, God damn it, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited to get into that. Like, that seems really good.
Yeah, Peggy Carter's in one of them.
All right.
Yeah. She looks a little rough and ready, but you know what? I was like, I still see you. I see you. Under all of that, I still see you.
It'll work.
Yep. Fine with it.
Get the job done.
Yeah, get, soap and some hot water. You be all right. Next up, Disney Plus scored big with the Mulan Premium Access setup. This with the Tenet story is really telling, right? As to where we are. So as people remember, Disney came up with a $30 price tag for premium access to getting Mulan right away. Well, it appears one estimate suggests that around 30 million U.S. Disney Plus subscribers So if the reported 29% users really did pay for Mulan, that translates to $260 million plus dollars. So 29% of the Disney Plus subscribers went and got this. That is pretty fucking good. $260 million,
dude. That's almost a third of the people who have Disney Plus went and bought that movie.
Now let me ask you this. What do you think that percentage is for Marvel fans? Right? This is like, I got kids, they love Mulan, right? And are of age to see this, right? Because this was a little bit more upstage as far as like cranking up the age limit because they had like real deaths and things like that happening, which is not really for little kids. What's the percentage of people who got Disney Plus for like The Mandalorian and for the Marvel Cinematic Universe? The reason why I ask is this is clearly a test case, right?
Oh, absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. And when they do this for Black Widow, right? I'm putting it out there hoping that it'll happen. When they do this for Black Widow, you're going to get like 55, 56%.
That's what I think too. I think it's over 50%.
Yep. It's not going to be a lot over 50. It's going to be just over 50. Yeah. And yeah, look, I will never understand why people have a problem with this method.
I don't get it.
It is the exact, people are like, well, I have to pay for it, but I already have Disney Plus. If you were to go see Mulan and you had a Disney Plus subscription, you would still pay for a movie ticket to go see Mulan while you are still paying for your Disney Plus subscription. I do not understand why people don't understand. Like, people just gloss over that.
Well, they would, and here's the stupid part. They would say, "But what if I get rid of Disney Plus? Then I don't have access to my rental. What if you leave the theater after you finish watching Mulan? Like, what does that even mean? At least this one you can watch it multiple times.
Right?
You can't watch it multiple
times. The comfort of your own home.
Right.
I will never understand why people just can't wrap their head around that.
Because people want their cake and eat it too. Like they want to pay $30, or they don't even want to pay $30, right? They want to pay
they don't want to pay $30. They want to keep their subscription, which they probably paid for in advance,
right?
So they're not, shelling out money monthly,
right?
And they don't want, and
they feel they should get it for free.
Yeah, they feel like they should get it for free because they're paying for it. All right, yo,
that's whatever. Not the no. Netflix really releases movies. Some of them are on Netflix. Exclusively, and some of them are in theaters. If you had Netflix and you wanted to go watch, Marriage Story in theaters, you could pay to see it in theaters. Like they don't owe you. Like that's not a free ticket. That's on you.
Right. I don't get it, man.
Also, Mulan is going to be on the service for free in like December, so you don't have to get it now. This is for people who want it right now.
Right.
Like you're not required. Like. They're making us pay $30. They're really not. They're enticing you to, but that's not the same as making you. So yeah, $260 million plus so far. That's not bad. It says if the movie were to gross that in the box office, it would place number 2 on all-time domestic opening lists, just ahead of Avengers: Infinity War. And again, that would mean sharing the revenue with theaters.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, it's kind of a weird comparison because I don't think you can really, that's not an honest comparison.
Right. But I get their point. They're just doing dollars to dollars.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. And it's wild, man. It's wild. Good. I'm glad that people did it. I'm glad that people did it because I want to be able to see these other movies, man. Who produces No Time to Die? For some reason, I think it's Sony. It sucks.
Yeah, I was going to get it, but then the reviews came out and I was like,
yeah, that's for a movie that wasn't
right. If it was good, I was all in, but yeah, I'm like, I'm not paying $30 for a mediocre ass movie, but apparently a lot of people did. So that's great. Thanks guys. I don't need reviews for Black Widow. I don't need reviews for No Time to Die. I'm going to pay for those. Like, I've never even seen animated Mulan, so I didn't have any sort of like heartfelt connection to that shit at all.
Animated Mulan is it's not bad. It was I was like 18 when that movie came out. My sister was kind of aging out of that too.
Yeah.
So I don't remember a lot of it, but it was pretty good. I think it hit girls harder.
As it should.
I mean, like, yeah, right. But this one, like, apparently she's got like the force. Yeah. She's got force powers in this shit.
It's like, okay, that's fine. Her chi or gi or whatever, I don't know. Who cares? But yeah, I think they may have figured out how to crack the code on this. And if they did, if Black Widow comes out on video on demand on Disney Plus, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
You can forget it. The floodgates will be open at that point because anything these guys have sitting on the shelves, run with it. Run with it.
Why not?
Yeah, they're like Disney came out this week. It's not even on the docket, but Disney came out this week and they're like, well, we're gonna push back Black Widow to another date. Why? Well, stop giving dates. Just put it out there, man. Just put it out there and just be like, see how this does after like 2 or 3 weeks, and be like, look, make the calculus. Because look, if it's good, and I think it will be, right? And it's popular, let's say it could easily make $500 or $600 million.
What's to prevent them from doing both?
For doing what?
For doing both. For releasing it in theaters for people that, for some reason, just have to risk their life to see it. And then, like, a month later, release it on Disney Plus.
For a premium cost or for free?
For a premium cost.
It can't be $30. No way. No way. Because people are, I bet if you did like 20, if you did that model, you could do it for $20.
Maybe.
I feel like I think you just go for broke and just be like, fuck it, we're not releasing it in theaters. Like, we're just not. Sorry.
Yeah, they probably don't want that backlash, though.
From who? The theater owners? They ain't open.
From people who will be like, well, Black Widow finally gets a movie and you don't release it.
Nah, fuck them. Fuck them. No, nigga, it's a pandemic. Yo, knock it off. No, of course. Yeah, of course there'll be idiots who say things like that. They're doing it because she's a woman. No, yes. They set up the whole virus because of Black Widow being a woman. Like, don't be silly. I'm sure there's an idiot on Twitter with that hot take ready to go. But yeah, just get it out there so people can see it. That's like Warner Brothers. You listening? You paying attention? How long you gonna keep Wonder Woman on the shelf? I mean, it's got a potential to hit $1 billion, so I can understand the reason to hold it. Like I truly do. So it all depends. What's the sweet spot of the movie, right? I think Black Widow, even if it makes $500 million, I think it could have probably made $800, maybe even $1 billion. But that's just money sitting on the shelf. If you're willing to wait, if you got the money and you got the time, you're willing to wait till this shit's over, cool. But they're talking about the coronavirus not being a done deal until this time next year.
Do you think that
you're going to push it out that long? I don't know.
Do you think that this is going to impact the $1 billion blockbuster? Like, do you think the $1 billion blockbuster is going to be it's going to be hard for movies to hit $1 billion, or
for a couple of years?
So you don't think that people will just, like, once everything is 100% this time next year, when the Fast and Furious comes out, you don't think people will rush back to see it? You think people will be so conditioned to seeing things like this in their homes that they're going to be like, maybe
nah, I think you'll get people back in the theater. I think you will. I think if things are like, vaccines are out, deaths are like next to zero, things are like pretty good to go. Hopefully we don't have a psycho as president and like things seem normal. Yeah. I mean, look, if you guys vote the wrong way or don't vote, shit ain't never gonna end. It's never gonna end. No. It's never gonna end. It'll always be something fucked. They're coming for your suburbs or whatever stupid shit he preaches. Vote correctly. Vote like your life depends on it, because it does. Next up, AT&T plans lower priced version of HBO Max for broke boys that has advertising. AT&T will debut an ad-supported version of HBO Max next spring at a lower price. A bet that it can broaden the appeal of the hallowed entertainment brand without eroding its cachet. The new version of HBO Max will have a light ad load. Some shows on the service will remain advertising free and only available to subscribers who pay a full price. Ooh, that's fucked up. That's super fucked up. Like, I'm okay with them having a lower price that has ads. I'm not okay for them firewalling off parts of the service that you got to pay extra for, because that's all where all the good shit's going to be. You know, they're going to put, oh, you like HBO Max? Cool, it's great. Did you like the first episode of Lovecraft Country? Well, guess what, you cheap fuck? You're never going to see any more of it. That's, I don't like firewalling off parts of the service. I hate that. I'm not a fan of that. Like,
oh, you only got the free service? Well, here's the Crunchyroll side of the
right.
of HBO Max.
Yeah, I don't like that. That part's not cool. Just put the ads and give everybody full access, but just run the ads. Frankly, I think you're taking away your like let's say it's, because you know it's going to be like you get the first episode of these new shows to try to entice you to pay for the larger price. So like, okay, here's the first episode of Lovecraft Country, or the first 2 episodes. Or like once the season's over and there's a new season, you get all of season 1, but not the new season, right? Why not just give everybody ads across the entire service and make everything available, and then they're watching more things. Hence, you can do more ads. But I don't know. I get their idea, but I really don't. I don't like firewalling things off like that. It seems unfair. By the way, premium content, you can sign up. It's $5 a month. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that idea. Next up, last but certainly not least, in movie and TV, Jonathan Majors cast as Kang the Conqueror in the Ant-Man and the Wasp sequel. If you don't know who Jonathan Majors is, it's probably because you're a broke boy and have only watched you didn't pay attention to the free episode of Lovecraft Country. But he plays Tick, the main actor in Lovecraft Country. Look, I don't know that I could be any happier about this news. This is pretty dope. If you don't know, Kang the Conqueror is a time-traveling villain.
Are you happy that it's Kang? Are you happy that it's Jonathan Majors? Are you happy for both? I don't know how they're going to use Kang across the MCU, so I can't say about that. I am not like a huge Kang fan or anything. I'm really happy for Jonathan Majors. Yeah, I am too. That guy is he's a really good actor. And you made it a point on one of these shows that
it was last week.
He doesn't look like your classic leading man.
Not by Hollywood standards.
Not by Hollywood standards, right? Like he's a good looking guy, but like he has very black features.
Very African features.
Yeah, and Hollywood tends to shy away from that, right? If they have a black guy in a role, he tends to not have like a big broad nose and big ass lips and shit. You know what I mean? Like unless it's like some sort of slave role, right, or some shit,
right?
And
look at Idris Elba, right? He's like one of the black guys of the moment, and he doesn't have like heavy African features like. That dude does. And it's just like you don't see that in Hollywood. And I think that's awesome. I think it's really great.
Yeah, I think it's really great. And he's just a really great actor.
Yeah, he really is. He really is. I like him a lot.
He really is good in everything. I've only seen him in 3 things, but everything that I've seen him in is really good. you know, I didn't care for The Last Black Man in San Francisco, but he was good in it. He had a very good understated performance in it. He held the screen with Delroy Lindo in The Five Bloods, and Delroy Lindo might be getting an Oscar for that role.
Goddamn right he should. Goddamn right he should. Jesus, he was good.
And he is helping. He is a big part of an ensemble cast in this HBO show. And I don't know if you know about HBO shows, but they're generally not bullshit. Like, HBO shows are generally very good. So I'm really happy for this dude. And if he gets a Marvel role, like and a major one like this one, he's gonna be set.
Oh no, he's a superstar now. Like, it's over. Yeah, this guy's out of here. Yeah, he's a movie star. But I mean, he's so fucking good on Lovecraft Country too. Like, this last episode, you know, him and Journey Smollett Bell were not like the main story. And I was like, oh, I kind of miss them, like, being the, you know, the sort of the A story. But I mean, that episode was amazing. But I really like that show. I like everybody on it, and he leads it, and he carries that show really well. Like, he does. And I shouldn't even say carries, because that sounds like he's doing all the heavy lifting, which is not true. But he does just a really damn good job as the lead. He's great.
Yeah.
All right, your thoughts on Kang, though, specifically.
Kang is he's a universal threat, right?
Yeah.
He could be a good big bad, right? He could be. There are different versions of Kang. I'd like to think that they're going to use the Nathaniel Richards Kang the Conqueror. Nathaniel Richards is Reed Richards' father. He's a time traveling scientist.
Mm-hmm.
And in like a different dimension or a different Earth, he ends up being Kang the Conqueror. And I only think that just because I want the Fantastic Four to be black, because fuck y'all and your Jonathan Krasinski fan casting. Screw you. Michael B. Jordan was the actual Human Torch. And then, yeah, just bring him back. Fuck it.
No, Michael B. Jordan is Reed Richards. By way of, like, you know, San Francisco or whatever. Look, I don't know how they're going to play this. Whether he'll be Nathaniel Richards. I think that would be interesting.
I don't think he will.
I think it's more probably the Iron Lads sort of situation. But, you know, people are like, it's funny when you see nerds get up in arms about something in the MCU as if, like, Marvel isn't paying attention to things, like, really obvious shit. They're like, there's holes in the time traveling story, da 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 da, and they were just like, oh, word, thanks, YouTubers. We had already planned for that. Like, I don't know if you guys know, you ever pay attention to anything Kevin Feige says. They got this shit mapped out to like 2023 or some shit, like 25 or something. They know what they're doing. They already got this shit already ready to go. I think it's interesting that he's showing up as a villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp sequel. That's an interesting place for him to start, but I don't think he's going to be a one and done character.
No, he can do too much
yeah.
to just be a one and done character. Now they're introducing the Eternals, and with the Eternals come the Celestials, and I think that's where they might end up going. For some reason, I think that Kang will be a thorn in the side. Like, I think he has the potential to be what Tom Hiddleston's Loki was.
Yeah, I've seen people make that comparison.
Yeah, like, he's, you know, he could be the big bad of a movie, but, like, people kind of come to Kang sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, it's, I totally can see that happening. And especially now that they've cast Jonathan Majors, because he seems like an actor that is personable enough that can pull off. Tom Hiddleston did some heavy lifting, especially in the beginning.
Those first two movies? Hell yes. That's why people saw those movies. Get real.
Right. Like, he did a lot of heavy lifting, and he was the main bad guy of the of the first big team up movie, right? Like the whole reason they started this thing was to get to the Avengers. So I could see him being something like that. And then, you know, I follow the same kind of method, right? Like after that phase, you bring in something bigger, the Eternals and the Celestials and the Kree and stuff like that. So
yeah, I'm hoping that I agree with you, like Kang as sort of as the kind of Loki stand-in, but I think you have to give. I want the universe to feel a little bit more full, and I want to see multiple big threats, right? Like, I don't think you have to build over 22 movies to a Thanos fight style thing again. And I doubt Marvel does that because that seems too predictable, right? I mean, never forget that they got rid of S.H.I.E.L.D. in Captain America's second movie. Like, they were just like, oh, is this a crutch? Yeah, fuck that. Whoop, and just toss the whole thing. So I could see Kang showing up, like popping in, hey, you fuckers, what are you doing? From time to time. But overall, start creating other big bads. You've got like, if potentially the Thunderbolts are a pretty big bad, right? Like as a group, you've got whatever is popping off with the Sinister Six potentially as sort of an offshoot of the universe is kind of a big bad group. You've got whatever is going on with the Eternals, I guess the Deviants, right? They're going to be a group. You've got the Skrulls who are still out there, right? Like, cause I truly believe the Skrulls and a full Skrull invasion, that's where they're going. And I think there's a lot of things kind of circling, but I think that's the main point story. I think the Skrulls that you've seen are all like nice and whatever. And I think the ones that they're going to show look way more like the comics that we're used to, that look a lot more vicious. Like, remember they did those like character designs they released, like, these are what the Skrulls are going to look like. They looked way more like the comics. I think that they're holding on that. I think they're going to bring, I have a feeling that all that like, sort of, mimicking them and everything else and not knowing who's who and all that other shit. I think that's what they're building to. Cause to me, it makes more sense to make a story that's far more insular. It makes everybody question each other and like loyalties and shit after all of the like, we all came together. Now we were all right together. And now there's all this like, who's really who and like, who can you trust kind of stuff. And that's perfect. Meanwhile, you've got this time traveling guy who's like, yeah, you guys fucked up the time. And I'm going to make you pay for it. Like, I think you have a lot of things going on and that feels like the comic universe, right? Like people are like, oh, it should just be Doom or whatever. Like Doom should be there, right? Like Doom should be a big bad. And then like Doom fucks with the Fantastic Four and he's like, all right, I'm going to go back to my country and there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean? Like keep people there and they bring them in and out of play and like they just do what they want to do. So who knows? Honestly, who knows? That's just completely wild speculation. So
yeah,
we'll see. And again,
we shall see.
Fucking the Russo brothers were like, they'll come back if you bring the Beyonder in and do shit with Secret Wars. So who knows? They could be building all of this shit to Secret Wars, which would be wild. Right? You don't know. You have no idea. I'd love to see it. That would be fun.
Yeah.
You just randomly just bring back Tony. Like, surprise, motherfucker. Like 3 years, they just bring Tony back as Iron Man for one movie. You know, like that kind of shit would be like mind bending. People would lose their minds to have like Cap and Iron Man and all these guys back. Like you could do it. You could do whatever you want. Who cares? It's time travel now. Who gives a fuck? Do whatever you want. What's that?
No, I agree with you.
Yeah. All right, let's jump down to what the fuck. Brought to you by JTD.
A 25-year-old woman with a sore throat was shocked to discover the culprit was actually a worm living inside and wriggling in her tonsils.
Ew.
Yes, it's pretty gross. The woman in this place had gone to the hospital complaining of 5 days of an unpleasant sensation in the back of her throat. When doctors took a look, they realized it was a job for the tweezers. The medics found a 4-centimeter long round worm living
India.
inside of her mouth.
India.
Japan. Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo, Japan.
Wow, really? Do better.
The medics found a 4-centimeter long round worm living inside and moving around in her left tonsil where it was busy shedding its outer cuticle. According to the medical journal, the little creature likely set up home in the patient's tonsils via raw fish dishes that she had been eating.
Ew. That's really gross.
Yeah, this is really gross.
Ugh.
This is really gross. The journal said the patient had suffered about 5 days of irritation and pain on the left side of her throat after eating assorted sashimi, a traditional Japanese raw fish.
I love sashimi, man, but just relax. Just relax.
It was a 4th stage larva with a black colored body
in Tokyo.
In Tokyo, yeah.
It wasn't even somewhere like, off the beaten path. Like, oh man. No.
Yeah, that's pretty gross, man.
No.
Yeah. I have a picture of a worm. All right.
Nope. Oh, thank you. My story. Young people drive me crazy. They really do. TikTok users are dipping their testicles in soy sauce to taste it. But testes don't have taste buds.
Wait, what? They dip their balls in something
to see if they can taste it.
To lick their balls?
No, like to see if they can like absorb the taste of soy sauce through their balls.
Oh, like people butt chug?
Yeah.
No. What?
Yeah. Apparently, teenagers on TikTok don't know how basic anatomy works. People are dipping their balls in soy sauce for science. That's not science. It's not science at all. Just a few weeks into 2020, a lot has happened. The impeachment, blah, blah, blah. The trend is based on a misinterpretation of a study published in 2013 scientific journal, PNAS, that found male testes have taste receptors. Taste receptors are not the same as taste buds. The study did not find that people can taste through their testes. Okay. But as Science Alert puts it, a long game of telephone from scientists to media outlets, then to social media influencers, resulted in some confusion and a new challenge. Let me tell you something. You are not a social media influencer if you're dipping your balls in soy sauce ever. Okay? Don't call yourself that. You are a social media idiot. Okay? You're an idiot. You know how I knew this wouldn't work and I didn't need to dip my balls into soy sauce to tell? I can't taste like, something extra salty when it's a hot day, right?
Yeah. I mean, but Jay, how do you think one gets cotton mouth?
Through their balls?
Yeah, they're through your BVDs that you're wearing.
Yeah, obviously. That's how it works.
Why does my mouth taste like silk?
Weird.
What the fuck?
Silk boxers. Who wears those? Bill Bellamy in How to Be a Player wears those.
That guy. That's a fucking movie.
Jesus. The soy sauce challenge went viral after TikTok user Reagan posted a video on the study on January 15th, asking people with testicles. Yeah, right. I'm going to click that. Asking people with testicles to dip their genitals in soy sauce for science to see if they could taste anything through their genitals, which is interesting that someone would do that. I'm guessing this is a woman. Oh no, this is a guy. Or no, is it a woman? I can't tell. This person is not attractive. That seems like a bad idea, right? Like just dipping your balls into random things. No.
So what is it? There has to be some.
Yeah, it was a woman asking men to dip their balls into soy sauce, and you guys did it, you fools.
I mean, does the woman at least look good, like on some level?
No,
she doesn't. Guys do stupid things, like because pretty women ask them to do it. But yo, dipping your balls in MSG, I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it.
I guess she's cute by somebody's standards. By somebody's standards, not mine. But it's fine.
Not mine. Not mine. I'm too old for somebody who has a septum piercing.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. You look like cattle to me. I can't do it.
Yeah, you look like a bull. Yeah?
Yeah, I can't do it, man. Look, do you. Like, I'm not even judging. Just do you. It's not for me. It's not for me. It's all right. It's not for me. My wife has a nose piercing. It's not for me. Like, nose piercing is fine. I can't, that septum thing. Oh, it bothers me. I don't know how you walk around with that thing in there. Like, doesn't it? It's got to bother you, right? And I know people will have it. You guys are all crazy, all of you. God bless you. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm not man enough to do it. There you go.
That's true, by the way. That is 100. Like if you want to be like, oh, you're not man, you are right. I am a coward.
Right. I'll tell you whatever you want to hear to make you feel better about your terrible choices.
I know somebody who listens to the show. He's got one. He's gonna come up here and fight me. That's fine. No, dude. I'm not brave enough to do that. Oh, fuck me, man. That has gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt, right? Like, no. Just get a fake one. Right? You just some bullshit, right? Like, just get the one for like the bull. It's just the ring, and you just tighten it up there. It. Yeah, that's that. Look, that makes sense. I'm not puncturing anything up my nose. No, I'm a coward. You are braver than me. Get out of here. Yeah. So this woman who doesn't have balls convinced guys with balls to do this. No. Yeah. No. She's a cute teenage girl. And apparently a bunch of dumb teenage boys were like, I'll dip my balls in it. Please follow me. Just follow me.
Yo,
see?
I can't.
I'm not putting my dick in soy sauce. Come on, man.
Anything for the brand.
No. I don't have a TikTok account. Demetrius, you have one. Go ahead and do this. This is all you, buddy. You know what? Don't even let us know the results. It's fine. You do it.
He'll do it too. He'll do it.
You know what? Nah. If you do it, Demetrius, you're a coward. Be a real man. Dip your balls in sriracha and stop playing.
Yeah, I dare you. Yeah. You don't seem like the type that'll pass up on a dare. I dare you to do it.
I double ball dare you. Go ahead. The fuck? Get out of here. Putting your balls in soy sauce. Oh my God, teenagers. What are you doing? Yeah, we're old. We're officially old now. Trailers this week. La Revolution, which is weird because I would think it'd be La Revolution, but okay. This is clearly about the French Revolution. Yeah, it looks pretty fucking violent. Look, I like a good regular people having enough of rich people and rising up and just murdering them. That sounds awesome.
You like an eat the rich story. Huh?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's do it. This shit is timely, man. I love it. And it looks good. Like it looks very well done. I mean, they're really showing the bourgeoisie for who they were, a bunch of pricks.
In a reimagined history of the French Revolution, the guillotine's future inventor uncovers a disease that drives the aristocracy to murder commoners. That's interesting. Yeah, is the one line pitch for this, and it looks. It looks interesting. I'm partial to the French things for no particular reason.
Yeah,
but like I like the vibe. I like the bouginess over there. I like the stuck-upness over there.
Yeah, you would. That seems all right.
And I really like the horror that they have. Like they don't fuck around when it's like, hey, let's do something adult, right? Like,
no, they still respect the separation of adults and children.
Yeah, like
some of them don't.
what was that one movie we saw with the woman? She was a video game programmer or publisher, or she was like an executive there, and
Elle.
Yeah, Elle. Like,
Yo, that movie is super adult. That is not for kids, man.
that movie was not fucking around, you know.
There's a rape scene in the opening.
Rape.
Like in the opening.
In the beginning of the movie in broad daylight. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, and it was brutal too. Fucking brutal. That's a great movie though. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it was a really good movie.
Like if you are really a fan of very serious movies, Elle is a very good one. ELLE, by the way. And the actress is amazing. Yeah, so this looks pretty interesting. It's October 16th on Netflix. It's a series, by the way. All right.
Oh, it's a series. Okay.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I watched part of. I don't have a hard opinion on it yet. I watched part of Lucifer, by the way, on Netflix. Since everyone says it's so good, I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would.
My dad likes that show.
It's a very regular TV show.
Yeah.
Like it's a, weird character, detective stories, It's like Castle, but with the devil. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
But I am enjoying it. I have to say, I'm enjoying it. It's cheap TV though. Oh, it's so cheap. They're going right to the points of like they know where the pops are, right? Like they're not like, oh, we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you. It's just like those kind of things. It feels very Fox. It feels like a very Fox show.
I think it was on Fox. So.
No, I know it was. I can tell. You can tell within 4 seconds of it being on. You can tell it's on Fox. The next one is Synchronic. This is the Anthony Mackie time traveling vehicle. Look, I will admit when this first came on, it said it was XYZ Films, which generally do pretty cheap action films, like real cheap. This actually looks like it's punching against, like sort of punching above its weight. It looks interesting. I'll say that.
The reviews are pretty good for it. If Rotten Tomatoes means anything to you, it's sitting at 83% right now.
Okay. All right.
So it looks interesting. And while I think Anthony Mackie is fine, I prefer to see him in roles that aren't like. I prefer to see him in movies that aren't huge. I think he does better in smaller movies.
I can see that point.
Like, I don't know if that makes any sense, but
you know what the thing is with Anthony Mackie is, while I think he's like a perfectly decent actor, I'm always rooting for him. Like I
want him to do well.
I really always want him to like. I want to see a movie where he just fucking nails and everyone's like that. Like I'm always waiting for that performance. Like, and I don't know if he'll ever get there or if maybe this is it. I mean, this looks very good. By the way, look, I get Lovecraft Country is very good. Stop calling everything a Lovecraftian nightmare. That's annoying. Okay, relax. I know people just heard about H.P. Lovecraft. Like, relax. But I'm always rooting for him. Like every time I see him in something, like when he was in that Striking Vipers or whatever, I was like, I hope it's good. Like, and it was good. Like, and he was good in it. Yeah. But I'm always looking for him to do better than just okay. I'm always looking for him to get that one script or that one thing where he's just like, that's his breakout thing. Because I think he's got it in him. But I think he needs the right story, and I think he needs the right director to pull it out. Because I think he has the capability to do so.
And it's weird because he has a varied filmography. You know what I mean?
Very much, yeah.
He has played a lot of different roles and different types of roles. So I agree with you. While I think he's a fine actor, I am rooting for him. I don't hate him. You know what I mean? Like,
no, not at all.
Like when you see Morris Chestnut in the movie, I'm like, oh, I don't want to see this. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if I see Anthony Mackie in something, I'm like, this will probably be an okay movie.
Right.
But it probably won't. I'll probably forget about it.
Right.
Unless somebody brings it up. And then it's like, oh, yeah, I did like She Hate Me. Or, Oh yeah, he did play Takeshi Kovacs.
All right, relax.
Oh yeah, he was in that. He was in that movie with Forrest Whitaker. Mr. Yeah,
Somebody help me!
Like, all right, calm down.
Can anybody hear me? That movie was so fucking stupid. Jesus Christ, I don't even remember the name of it. Repentance. That's right. Yeah. So I'm always rooting for him, man. I really am. I'm always looking for him to like just surpass my expectations every single time. Last but certainly not least, the trailer for the second season of The Mandalorian. How good is this, man? On a scale of awesome to this is the way. It's pretty high for me.
This is you know how good The Mandalorian is? My wife can't wait to watch it.
Wow, she watched the first season?
She watched the first season. She saw me because I was like, leave me alone. I want to watch this. And she was like, I want to spend quality time with you. So I'm like, oh, fine. But you gotta watch this. And
if you want to spend time with me, you're gonna have to watch Star Wars.
Right. And she got into it. And she's like invested. You know what I mean? Like she's invested in what happens to the child.
Right. And
she's asking me all these questions and I'm, well, let me tell you, babe, let me know. I'll tell you about this Star Wars.
Right.
Like my pride is swelling up over something so fucking stupid.
Trivial. Who are you, Leonardo? Relax.
Yeah, Leonardo would blow her mind.
He'd be like, first off, we need to go back to this book that was written after the original trilogy.
There's no way you can understand The Mandalorian unless you watch all 7 seasons of the Clone Wars. Like, all right,
are they even in it? It doesn't matter. You need background.
But yeah, so that's how exciting, that's how good this show is, and I'm super excited for more of it.
Yeah.
Just the little scenes in it. It feels like The Mandalorian is back. Now, I have heard some rumor and some scuttlebutt that I don't know if you've heard, but it has been reported that Pedro Pascal is being a bit of a diva. Like I've seen reports that he wants more FaceTime, out of the helmet, and that he was threatening to walk off, and that the first half of The Mandalorian, the first half of the season might be different from the second half of this season. Look, all this is rumor. All this is, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm curious, and
I saw something about, look, and I immediately don't trust this, but I saw something about like Amy Pascal was the one who was like pushing for him to be out of the helmet more and all this other stuff. And I was like, I don't believe you, because I think there's a lot of Star Wars fans who really hate Amy Pascal, and they will make up a bunch of bullshit about her, and say she was, escorted off off the shoot and all this stuff. I was like, is that true, or is that what you want to be true? I don't know. But I know a lot of Star Wars nerds have a lot of problems with her. So take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I don't everything I'm about to tell you right now with a grain of salt. While filming season 2, Pedro Pascal really wanted to have some scenes with his helmet off. The Mandalorian creative team wouldn't budge on this, so Pedro Pascal, from what I've heard from 2 sources now, was frustrated about this and also was pretty darn uncomfortable in the Mandalorian suit on set. He became difficult, and the final straw, even though he was difficult to be around on set, the final straw was that he went to Lucasfilm, from what I've heard from my sources, to try to get them to intervene on his behalf. And you combine that with Lucasfilm already trying to get involved with story aspects of season 2. That's what I've heard. So
Who said that?
I'm trying to find the source. This is from MovieWeb.
No, MovieWeb is not a valid source.
It's not a good not a good source.
No, it's not.
All right.
So I don't know. Sometimes they get things right, sometimes they don't, but a lot of times they get a lot of things wrong. Here's my whole thing. Let's say it is true. They could just replace you, dog.
They really can.
They can. They can get somebody who can sound like you, and your voice isn't like so distinct. Like it's not.
Yeah. Like it's like it doesn't have an accent. Like it's not. It just.
It's slightly digitized. Like no. Like if Pedro Pascal doesn't want to keep the helmet on, all right, you can go. You no offense, but you've not brought anything to the role where it's like, oh, that's Pedro Pascal. Like it's not like Dread or something where you can see the guy's face, like part of his face or something. Also, surely the reason why I don't buy this is because surely they talked about this when he was applying for the job.
I mean, sure, but you probably could try to, after the success of season 1, you could probably try to parlay some more FaceTime. You know what I mean?
I guess
they took, you saw his face briefly,
right,
in the other thing, but I've heard so many rumors. Like, I'm not even going to get to like the rumors of like, well, maybe they'll kill off this Mandalorian and then move on with a different Mandalorian.
I seriously doubt that.
I think everybody needs to calm down on that. But,
yeah, that's not happening, dude.
But the rumor that I've heard from multiple sites, and look, these sites they're not Variety, they're not Deadline, right?
Right.
They're people who have more of a following than we do. So that's,
right. And sometimes just slightly.
Right. So you just take all of this with a grain of salt.
Right. But as far as the trailer goes, it looks more expansive. Like it looks like it's a bigger part of the Star Wars universe. Like you now have the mention of Jedi by name. You have X-Wings like escorting his ship at one point or chasing him at another, I guess maybe. You're now seeing more TIE fighters and stuff like that. Like it's, you're seeing just, an array of stormtroopers, though you saw some in the first season. It seems to be just a larger part of the universe. You're seeing more aliens and things like that from the original trilogy, like the races that you might recognize. And then there's that hilarious moment where Baby Yoda or the child or whatever is like, oh, y'all getting ready to throw down? It's like, yeet. And he's like, I'm out. Close the fucking shelf. And he was like, yeah. Fight amongst yourselves. Like, fuck that. So
you
looks
see
fun.
Sasha Banks in it.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, apparently they haven't said what her role is, but she is in this season as well. I saw people speculating about some character. Who I'm not sure who that is, so I can't speak to that. But this looks it looks a lot of fun. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
It's October 31st, I think. Was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I am absolutely happy to watch this, no doubt. All right, I think that's it for us. Any parting words?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. And we will see you guys next time.
See you.
Bye.
You're watching the Nerdpocalypse YouTube channel. Make sure you click that button to subscribe and check out our weekly podcast where we talk about movie, TV, news, tech, and weird stories from around the internet.